Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Dayna with From Fertility to Delivery, and today I wanted to have a little bit of fun and talk about 5 things that spirit babies want you to know. Now, the first thing is that they are all around you. Whether you want to call your incoming son or daughter a spirit baby, a soul, a light body, no matter what you want to call them before they come earthside, I call them spirit babies because I just think it's fun, and it's my word that I use. They are all around us. They are right there hovering. They're in our space. They're checking us out. They're watching where we're at right now, and they want to have fun, but coming outside is a serious decision, and that's a decision that they are making. So while they're making it, they're kind of checking out the environment that they're going to be living in. Is it too loud or is it really quiet? They're checking out the family from a non-judgmental space. And I know that's hard for us on earth to believe and to really get, but that is the spirit world. It is a very non-judgmental, loving, unconditionally loving place. So they are all around us. Number 2, they want us to open up to them. Now, in the spirit world, we don't use the language of English or Spanish or Portuguese or French. There are no words necessarily. There's sounds and also the intention and the connection of telepathy. So when you open up to a spirit baby, you're not necessarily talking to them. You are envisioning things and sending them visions in your mind, and that goes to them. You're imagining and envisioning images of you holding them. So things like that. Also singing to them with your voice, and using your voice to connect to them is also important, which leads me into number 3, which is communicating. Now, spirit baby communication, that can look a lot of different ways. That could be just thinking about your future life. When they come earthside, they're in your arms and you're, watching them crawl, to walk, to run, feeding them baby food, going from, maybe breast milk or milk to solids, and that whole process that you go through, playing with them on the playground, all of those beautiful, wonderful memories that you're going to be able to create when they come to earth. So communicating with them goes on many, many different levels. It's the visions that you have, and also the way to communicate is, it's not an exact science. It can be anything. So when you really settle in and you learn how to just listen to them, you could get a feeling of your heart exploding out of love and adoration. That's a way to feel how the spirit baby is connecting to you. Or you could get an actual vision of you playing with them in the playground. So the communication is pretty much nonverbal. You won't necessarily hear a sound or a voice in your head say, "Hey, this is me, your future son or daughter." There's a lot of different ways for them to communicate with you. And that is something that I go through in my spiritual fertility course on the spirit baby communication. I have a whole class on just that, and that is on my website, fromfertilitytodelivery.com. That is going to be in the description. Number 4, and this one is a little touchy, somewhat of a touchy subject, but they don't want you to give up on them if you've had a birth loss. Because a birth loss to you is devastating, and it is to anyone. Everyone in the family can feel it. It's very tragic and traumatic, and it really takes you back several steps on this journey, and it makes you, feel like, something's wrong with your body, or, you missed the boat somewhere, and it's very frustrating. And I send my heart out to all of you that have had any sort of birth loss, whether it was a miscarriage or a stillbirth. From a spirit baby's perspective, though, a birth loss is seen as a dry run. Now, let me explain this because it could be somewhat of a touchy way subject to explain. These spirit babies coming in, they're coming in from such a high density. Sometimes they're lingering around you for years, trying to connect with your energy on earth. They have to actually descend, and they have to shrink themselves. That's the best way that I can explain it, in order to fit into these tiny little dense bodies we call human bodies. And they are these beautiful, big souls. And the ones coming onto the planet are bigger than 20, 50 years ago, because they're here to take the planet to the next level. And that's called the Golden Age and the Great Awakening. But not to talk about that too much, let's go back to meeting us where we are. If we are here and the spirit baby is here, they have to get us to here, right? And to get here, there may be some dry run instances where you have one or more miscarriages, because they're trying to fit and align with you. And that's something that it's hard to take, but it actually does happen. So that is number 4, and I could probably do a whole video on that, and I probably will. Number 5 is to co-create the birth. And this is really fun for me. Before it was not fun. I thought it was completely scary, but it is very fun. Be open to what benefits them as they come earthside. So basically, as we move into a new era and we learn about what helps the birth process, as we learn about how natural birth has been basically infiltrated and turned into something that maybe, only hippie-loving people do, or someone that is in a third world country that doesn't have access to the medical advancements that we have here, which has saved a lot of births. And there is 5% of births that do need medical intervention. So I'm never going to, poo-poo on that side of it. But at the same time, there's so much happening during childbirth that you need to step into childbirth with motivation to know what's going on with the birth and all the processes and what's happening to your cervix and what's happening as you open up like a flower. And that's something that I also explain and go into great detail with Blissborn Hypnobirthing, which is another part of my business and my humanitarian project on the planet, to explain what's going on. Hypnobirthing is a beautiful modality that helps you put birthing into your own hands and to take control of all the sensations that are happening to you, to simulate them in a way. In the class, we do try to simulate the pain reactions in a very gentle way. And we also focus on how to get to the next level when it comes to opening up like a flower and being ready for the childbirth. The different positions that you need to be in, what to expect. And we also build up your partner in the class as well. And we explain how they can help become almost like a partner doula or a daddy doula. My husband was definitely a daddy doula for me when I went through the 2 births that we had. So just wanted to have some fun in this video to explain 5 things that came to the top of my head on what spirit babies want you to know. And I have a lot of more videos about this. I did a whole spiritual fertility series where I explained a lot of little things, the little nuggets of what spiritual fertility is. It's an old ancient way of looking at fertility and getting into that space where we're getting into the energetic alignment of fertility, aligning your chakras, aligning your kundalini, and really taking yourself to that next juicy level where you're ready for to be a mom or a dad. So thank you for being here. And again, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I also have some videos on Rumble. And many blessings to you. Also, my website, fromfertilitytodelivery.com. I have my spiritual fertility class on there where I go through 5 classes that talk extensively about all of the little nuggets of spiritual fertility, and that is an offering that I have on my website. I also have a healing exercise session for very inexpensive healing sessions on there that you can download and you can have for yourself, and also the hypnobirthing class that I have online. Please email me with any questions from fertilitytodelivery@gmail.com, and DM me or direct message me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for being here, and many blessings to you. Have a wonderful day or night.